What a go on YouTube family, and me man, Missa B. And we did promise that me will do another video to follow up on the female video we did on the preparation for 2023, a big athletics year. And everybody knows that Jamaica is a country where athletics in our blood, is a religion in a Jamaica. That notwithstanding, the last couple of years we have seen some a fair amount of lean results coming out of the Jamaican camp. And as them always say in a life, you can't be on this upward spiral all the time. And especially for the men, we are on the downward side of the spiral. Truth be told, a lot of us have had the embarrassment of riches that we experienced during the Bolt era. And so now that we have come to the end of the Bolt era, we are beginning to see and experience a little bit of leanness in terms of our male performances on the track. Notwithstanding 75 years, and 2023 makes it 75 years that Jamaicans have been on the track at the global level. And certainly we have more than, equipped and demonstrated our athletics competence for the whole world to see that today Jamaica is deemed an athletics powerhouse, even though we have had a little lean experience or set of lean experiences over the last couple of years. Now, just to put the thing into perspective, in 2015, which was the final year of the Bolt era, Jamaica garnered some, 4 individual medals at the World Championships. And I'm using the World Championships as a benchmark because this year, 2023, is the World Championships will be held in Budapest, Hungary. And so we are now looking at the team that Jamaica will be fielding. Certainly on the men's side, we discussed the women in the last video. And so I have prepared another little video slideshow here just to sort of jog people's memory and to give them an idea of who the contenders are. And, especially when we consider that the last World Championships that was held in Oregon, here in the United States, Jamaica finished the championships with just one single, in fact, we didn't win a single individual medal on the men's side of the equation. We won medals at in the 4x400 meters, and beyond that, the performances were, we fielded a fairly young team, but we also experienced the realization of not having the Bolt juggernaut to work with, and so the team is now recalibrating and reconditioning, and that is where we are. So coming out of the usual periods when we were garnering a good 4 or 5 individual medals on the men's side, we are now feeling certainly the lack, if you want to call it that, of or a deficiency in the performances. So, so we want to just take a look at what the candidates will be looking like in the coming year. And again, a lot is going to be a lot of our attention now have to be focused on the kind of meets that we have that is going to prepare the crop of athletes that we have. Certainly, Akeem, Blake, and Seville were the finds of Jamaican men's sprinting over the last year. They both have run some pretty good times, not good enough though to provide a medal. I think Oblique Seville ran 9.86, finished 4th at the World Championships, just slightly missed the medal by a spot. but did give an indication that the talent is still there in Jamaica. What we now need to do is to harness it and put in the work so we can get back to that period where we will return to some level of dominance. It's going to be a while before we get back to where we were with Bolt. And remember, everybody going in for Jamaica. So we have our work cut out for us. Of course, the veteran Johan Blake been in the business for a while now. I am not very optimistic. You know, he should find himself as a qualifier uh, when the Jamaica trial comes up, and clearly everybody should be looking not only at the development meets that will be running, you know, January right through the time when we Jamaica have trials to select its team, but we want to be looking at who the contenders are. My sense is, I believe that Seville, if he maintains his form, you know, running some good times, want to see what those times will look like over the course of the next couple of months. The international season will open very shortly as well, somewhere around March, April, when the season here in the United States and certainly throughout Europe opens up, where you can get some international competition and to test the metal and to see just the level of readiness that our athletes have. I believe, though, that any male medal or any medals that we will garner from the male side is going to come largely from the field. And remember, we still consider hurdles as a sort of in some quarters as a field event. We have uh, clearly Hansel Parchment. As long as Parchment fit, we again, one of the disaster of the World Championships for Jamaica, certainly in terms of a potential medal on the male side, would have been Hansel Parchment, and he pulled up, you know, on the day of the final, and you know that was it. Parchment fit should be able to is always a gold medal contender, and of course we also have to look as well at what's his name, the because we have more than one, uh, we have three fairly solid hurdlers, and my sense is that we should be able to medal in the hurdles at the World Championships. Um, the 100, the 200 meters, we want to see what develops. The Americans, you know, they have demonstrated the readiness, and I think a lot the hunger is there. These guys are gonna be hard to beat these Americans this year, and of course it returns them to their own period of dominance. If those of you who are old enough will remember the days of the Carl Lewis and so on, well, the pre-Bolt years when it was all the Americans, and we swept that away after 2008. We are now in our little lean spell as far as the sprints is concerned. Can't tell you that I have a lot of expectations from the crop that is out there, the Dwyers, uh, um, the Johan Blakes and so on. But I want to play a wait and see game. I believe a big test is going to come from what our trials is going to produce. The 400 meters, we clearly have demonstrated an ability to put a 4x400 meters team together that is competitive, still have the Americans that we're going to have to contend with. And I'm just concerned as to the ability, once we can get a couple of athletes who are running, you know, steadily under 44 seconds, we should be a lot more competitive over the 400 meters, certainly if not at the individual level, certainly at the team level. So my optimism as far as medals are concerned from a Jamaica perspective, men's medal, is going to be within the field. We last, when was it, 2015, 2017, when we last had any individual medals, we were getting those medals again from the field events, the hurdles. I remember Bolt in 2017 finished third in the 100. The 4 by 100 meters team was, well, didn't finish because Bolt had the spill. And since then, we have not really shown any kind of grit that we would have demonstrated between 2008 right up to 2015, which was the last World Championships that we had some individual medals. The trials for me is what we should be looking at. I believe that Rashford, Parchment, we should pick up some medals there. I believe that Tajay Gale, remember Gale won a gold medal at the 2000 and well, it was 2015 um, edition of the World Championships, and he should again fit should be a medal contender. Dacres also won a silver medal with the discus, and again, we're gonna have to start looking within the field events to see where we're coming from. Again, Jamaica, we're rebuilding. It's a rebuilding mode. I like what I'm seeing with the young sprinters coming through. I know the Racers Track Club and the plethora of track clubs now in Jamaica is working at honing the young talent that they find. Of course, the one thing that was demonstrated over the past couple of years is that, especially in the Bolt years, is I think the core of athletes didn't seem to have demonstrated the kind of commitment that it required. Also, want to big up Christopher Taylor, because when Taylor was running at Calabar, I honestly looked at him in terms of his size, and I wondered if he would have made it as a big, a quarter miler who could challenge at the international level. He has been holding his own. Not going to be, in my opinion, a world beater, but certainly, you know, a part of a 4 by 400 meters team. If we can put that together, you find four athletes who running on a 44 steadily, we should be in for a good medal contention in a 4 by 400 meters. So just want to get you guys thoughts, what you think. There's a whole heap of time and track meets lined up in Jamaica between now and the trials, and all eyes are going to be on what these developmental meets is going to be producing. Of course, champs, we have champs in the wings that comes up in March, late March, early April. And again, but that is really just the incubator. What we're looking at is the senior program and how the senior program, what is going to turn out in time for the World Championships in 2023, this coming summer, August, in Budapest, Hungary. And remember, right behind that, within another, 8 or 9 months, you have the Olympic Games in Paris in 2024. So, Jamaica can't take anything away from these young men and young women. We have done tremendously well over the past 75 years. Not a lot of countries can report the results that we have reported on the track and even in some of the field events. Jamaica has certainly established itself as an athletics powerhouse, and we gonna now need to, find that effort and the energy so we can return to some semblance. I'm not having any expectations of the Bolt years, because Bolt was, in my opinion, an anomaly that I am glad to say that I lived in the world at a time of Usain Bolt. But certainly the efforts of Jamaica's athletes over the 75 years is not something to scoff at. And if you don't believe me, check it back from 1948 until 2023. That's 75 years, and at both ends of the spectrum, we have delivered to the world. Jamaica is an athletics powerhouse. Uh, the women, certainly over the last couple of years, have been carrying the mantle for the country, and we are proud of them. But this little video here, we're looking at the men, we're looking at the talent, the youngsters coming through. Akeem Blake, I think Akeem has run under 10 seconds, 9.96, I believe, 9.8, was it 9.88? And that shows that the potential is there. You know, what we now need to do is to put the workload, put the training in, and work on these guys' confidence. You know, them. You know, you can. We know that we have done it before, and we certainly have the goods. We have the reputation, and we have to put every effort out there to defend that reputation over the course of the next couple of months, as we prepare for the World Championship. So let me hear on a feedback now. If you tell me what you think. These are just my little observations, if you will. I don't want to make no hard and fast prediction just yet, because the thing young. We still have a whole heap of time and a whole heap of track meets between now and the time we have the Jamaica trials. But certainly, you know, who you believe will be able to make that Jamaica team for the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary. Uh, Let me hear your feedback. If you like the video, you know, hit the like button, and certainly if you're not subscribed yet to the channel, you know, it's a good time. Subscribe to the channel, you know. I'm gonna be spending a lot of this year looking at the athletics, and we wanna develop the discussions, provide you with a lot more statistics in terms of the performances, and we're gonna cover some of the international stuff as well, as Jamaica makes itself ready, preparing itself to do battle on the track in Hungary in August of 2023. If again, like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Give me a comment in the comment section to know. Give me a feedback. I always like to get a feel from what you guys think, and if you have any other observation in terms of, you know, who else should I make the team, etc. Let's have this discussion. Once again, I'm me, Missa B. Respect.